Test. All right, we are live for tonight's epic live Facebook record sale. When you're on watching, be sure to let me know. Hope when everybody's on, you have done me a tremendous favor and hit the live like button. I guess the live button too, that would help. Hitting the like button would help too. All righty. Here we go. Let me see this for a second. Okay. Boom, 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 ba da dun da dun 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 dun. Okay. Now, what is... Give me 1 second. I'll start being able to really look at the chat. I am trying to figure out why this light is unplugged and what got unplugged for this to have lost power. I don't know, but I'm about to fix it. Okay. Okay. I am officially looking at the chat right now. Okay? I'm officially looking at the chat right now. So if you've sent something since I've been live that needs my attention for the first 5 minutes until the show starts, I will try my best to answer it right now. But until then, you've got my attention. These 45s will be auctioned. Yes. These 45s will be auctioned. The ones in the back are left over from last night. Those were buy it nows. We're going to mix those in tonight for buy it nows. Yeah, I think Paul turned off some of my lights. It's still dark over here and I don't like it. Paul been messing my lights. I'm going to have to get after him. All right, so if you've sent anything, send it again, because I just got my chat up where I'm paying attention to it. And I think I missed a lot of stuff, like the first 3 minutes I'm live, because I've went back through and rewatched the sales before and looked at the restream over to the side, and I've noticed like questions coming in that I don't even see the first 3, 5, or sometimes 10 minutes of the show while I'm getting set up. So all right, here's this. How many crates of new vinyl? That's a secret. Can't tell that anymore. I've officially deemed that from this point on a secret every night. So number of crates of new vinyl is from now on a secret, to be determined. I can't reveal that anymore. So that's from now on confidential level 1 private information every night. Next question. Would you take 100 for the OCs that's on Discogs? Yes, I will. Next question. Do you know if my special order of Armored Saint came in? I do not know that. And I'm trying to get all the leftover gold and silver off the table. Because you see, some people like to know how much new vinyl came in, and then they'll determine if they're going to watch the show or not. And so why reveal that? Why not keep it a secret, right? Because somebody was like, he's only got a crate of new vinyl, I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. Then they're probably going to miss something, because I might show the last crate of new vinyl in 3 hours. So I think that's the best strategy. Okay. Next question is, what kind of things are available tonight? Vinyl only. This is 95% vinyl until about 11 o'clock. After 11 o'clock Central Time, anything goes. I got a package missing since November 23rd. November 23rd. That probably means that it's held up in a sorting facility. Packages, parcels rarely get lost in mail. Almost never, Alicia. I don't think we've ever had a package get lost in mail after thousands. So your package is most likely held up at a sorting facility. It is held up because it's probably media mail and like a warehouse in Memphis. That's like the dark abyss of vinyl. So what I'm trying to tell you is your package is probably just held up. There's some steps we can go through to bump it, but just make sure you reach out to Ed and he'll help you and give you the same kind of information. Okay, but when a package gets held up in transit, it is typically at a sorting facility waiting to be rescanned in. Okay, that's typically where it's at. Typically, it's in a sorting facility. All right. So, David Johnson, David Johnson, Japanese. That is also confidential. Considering asking that like you'd be asking me a personal question. All right. But in all seriousness, there is new vinyl. We're going to get started with that right after we do our normal recap. We're going to get right into it. As usual, hey, the plan does not change overnight. I've had about the same routine for new vinyl for about 6 months. We go through the 6 a.m. video, which is new vinyl. We show all the new vinyl that came in, and we start mixing it in, if there's a bunch, with the pre-owned stuff until 11 o'clock, until we've equally shown and balanced everything. I think we've had that exact same routine now for most of this year. 6 a.m. video, new vinyl, new pre-owned, and we show new stuff until it's all gone, trying to keep it relatively balanced. After it's all been shown, we do any other vinyl up until about 11, maybe 11:30 or midnight, depending on how busy it is. And then after that time, we jump into our next thing. And Laura, I guess there's a few. Is there a few things in here that's not priced? Okay, I'll price those. Best of 9-inch nails. Okay, I'll do those later. I think we're ready to get started. All right. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. If not, I'm going to start showing records. And if I missed it, send it again, or just do me a favor and just do me a favor and message Ed, or try to send it to me over and over and over and over and over until I actually see it, and then I'll answer it. And then if I'm not answering it, then that means I'm not seeing it, or I don't know the answer. Okay, so here we go. 6:30 start. 4:45 start tomorrow. Possibly 3:30. Maybe 7:30. I might start tomorrow at 7:30. Could start at 3:30. There's a good chance I could start at 2:30, but I also could start at 9:30. I might also start at 2:30. Okay, here we go. By the way, the pre-order for the Van Halen light is up. Van Halen pre-order light is up. Okay, this is live in the group. Van Halen pre-order light. There it is. It is up for pre-order. Van Halen light. These are going to come with a stand. Whoops. These are going to come with a stand. And that's the next light. It was just posted over in Whole Lot of Records. Go comment right now. Hit the like button and comment. Mike Massey just shared it. We need a bunch of pre-orders on that. That's for the the Van Halen light. That one's going to be pretty awesome. That's up for pre-order. If you don't have a Facebook, let me know right now. You've got to go comment on the post so you can get in line. So the first person who will get one is Mark Morris. Travis and Brandon's already jumped over there. Boom, boom. They're going to start rolling in now that people know about it. Okay? You got to go comment on that link right now. Okay? Do it immediately. There is a lot that came in over here. I'm about to open that box and figure out which one it is. And then I think Rush shipped today. So there we have it, folks. There we have it. All right. Let's start sharing. If you know for sure you don't have a Facebook, say, I don't have a Facebook, I need on the pre-order, okay? And I will manually key in your name, okay? And they'll write it down, all right? And they'll write it down. So, let's go to the 6 a.m. video. Sold a lot out there. This is the first 6 a.m. video in almost a week. So I think people were hungry for some new vinyl. And we sold a ton out of here. So let's start tagging stuff. And let's get our first auctions. Whew. I'm gone for a few days, and I spent last night trying to figure out what was what back here last night, and I've almost got most of it figured out. And here we go. Let's do it. And then I'm going to start showing some of these 45s as well. So I need to go get that first box of Japanese up front, so David Johnson doesn't have a conniption fit. I know he's borderline conniption fit right now, so we don't want that to happen. All right, here's our first two singles. It's The Never Ending Story, and for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to sing this for you. So here we go. I'm joking. This is Lamal, The Never Ending Story, original 45 picture sleeve. That's going to go up for a $10 start, and Cinderella, Nobody's Fool. And yes, Green Day is on deck. Green Day is in fact on deck. Write down the name Sean Miller for the Van Halen pre-order, okay? Write down the name Sean Miller for the Van Halen pre-order, okay? First thing I have is Rob Halford, Alice Cooper, NXS, Faith No More, Def Leppard, Queens of the Stone Age, Def Leppard, The Cure, Punk Christmas, Velvet Underground, Helloween, Pentatonix, Punk Christmas, Faith No More, Beastie Boys, Queens of the Stone Age, Beastie Boys, Pentatonix, Punk Goes Christmas, and Faith No More. Those are all claims from this morning's video. First record is Tool, Undertow. That is a 2LP, $33.99. The Never Ending Story already has a bid for $20. Cinderella has a bid for $10. Hope everybody had a great weekend. This feels like Monday, but it's not. It's Tuesday. Shout out to Paul for doing the sale again on Monday while I was asleep. It's rare that I'm at my house asleep in Lebanon, Tennessee, and we're doing a live stream. If I'm anywhere near this building, I'm usually doing whatever possible to get here. But if I had showed up yesterday at 6 o'clock, I would have had 3 hours sleep, and it would have probably been a unproductive, painful show for me to do, and it probably would have defeated the whole purpose of taking a few days off, because I'd been right back trying to work again on a few hours sleep. So I got a normal allotted of sleep time, and then if you missed it, I did go live last night. I did go live last night about 11 o'clock, so a lot of people don't know that, but I was live last night from 11 to 1. And y'all missed all kinds of stuff. I mean, we were slinging vinyl left and right. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm over here opening my laptop, and I'm also grabbing our first LP. Looks like we got a great shipment of Japanese stuff. For some reason, my backpack is a lot lighter than it normally is. I'm trying to figure out why. I feel like I left something behind in Vegas. Hope it wasn't my laptop. This whole operation would be in shambles if my laptop is currently in Vegas, but it's not. It's right here next to me. So that's a relief. Let me flip this box over. I'm going to use that as a makeshift table for a minute. And here we go. So let me log into my computer. I'm going to type in my handy dandy secret password. I'm going to close out of Apple Music, where I was listening to the Beatles' Revolver. And then I'm going to open up Vinyl Pre-Order Master Sheet, because I'm pretty sure Paul went through a crate of new vinyl Friday that was, in fact, something we had waiting lists for. And I don't know if he sold any of these live, but I'll get to it in just a second. Okay, so over here we have the following. I left off by saying Never Ending Story was at 20, Cinderella 10, Cinderella 12, and then Cinderella 15, Cinderella 17, Cinderella 15, Cinderella 18. My ear's doing better so far, yes. Okay, here we go. We have Tool, Undertow is $33.99. Helloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 1, $33.99. This one actually did sell in the video this morning to Tim Rory. That sold to Tim Rory. Thank you, Tim. And I think we're going to have one Helloween left. We do. That's Helloween, $33. So the first bid was Lamal, The Never Ending Story. The first bid and the only bid is $20 with Kelly Vladarchik. We're about to sell it. Cinderella's at $25, and Darren Johnson wants Tool, Undertow. Thank you, Darren Johnson. That's so due. 2LP, $33.99. Grumpy Moose Gaming, I'll put you on a waiting list, because I've got to order more tools anyway. First record of the night is a waiting list. That is Grumpy Moose Gaming. We have 461 Ocean Boulevard. This is Near Mint Minus and pristine. It has the original insert. This is Eric Clapton's 461 Ocean Boulevard. Beautiful Japanese pressing. $35 start on that one. Next is Beastie Boys Paul's Boutique. This is $36.99 for Beastie Boys Paul's Boutique, and this one is officially sold to Brett Bledsoe, and it looks like we have one more left. One more left, $36.99. So there is Brett Bledsoe on Beastie Boys, and yes, there's one extra left, $36.99, okay? And then don't miss my Van Halen wait list. Did you comment on the pre-order? Tony, you want to make sure you get in line. Let me know if you've commented on the actual pre-order there. And then Kelly Vladarchuk says, I claimed one also. And what was that on Tool? Did I miss some more Tool claims? Or which one are we referring to here? And then over here at the top, we have El Snappatan on Beastie Boys, and maybe Kelly Vladarchuk as well. She's talking about here on the video. Okay, Beastie Boys, I see it now. That is sold to Kelly Vladarchuk, okay? So El Snappatan on the Beastie Boys waiting list. I see what she's talking about now. And then this is Halford, made of metal. This is sold to Scott Smith. That is sold Scott Smith, and we have one left. So this is Rob Halford of Judas Priest. It's called Made of Metal. I mean, we can take down your name on Facebook, but if you want to make sure you get first in line, I'm not asking to not take down your name. I'm asking if you want to get earlier in line to comment first on the post. That's how you get the earliest in line. So, I mean, I can take down your name, but they're going to watch this tomorrow. I'm going to get the sticky note the next day. Then when I finally sit down to go through the sticky notes, I'm manually going to key in your name. At that point, there could be 30, 40, 50 people ahead of you. So if I take down your name now, I can't get it logistically in correct chronological order. It'd be impossible, because when I start pulling these Van Halen lights, I'm going to go down the list from the Facebook post. So even if you commented right now and there's only 9 pre-orders, by the time it gets keyed in manually, you could be 30 or 40 down the list. So that's what I'm saying. You want to, Mike Massey just shared the link. You want to probably go comment right now. The people on Facebook have the first advantage. If you're on YouTube, I'll get your name down. Okay, I'll get your name down, but it'll be whenever somebody sits down, me, whoever, to key it in on the post so you're in line. Because that's kind of our master list. That way everybody can see it and everybody knows who's in order. Okay, so back up here at the top, we have one Rob Halford left. Scott Smith got this one, and I need to go ahead and sell some of these auctions, it looks like, okay? So the first thing we have over here is this. We have, we sold Beastie Boys. We got El Snappatan on the waiting list, and we got Troy Robinson on the waiting list, and that was for Rob Halford. Lamal is sold for $20 to Kelly Vladarchuk, and I think we're done on Cinderella, right? I think we're done on Cinderella. Cinderella over here is officially sold to Sarah Weiberdink for $25. We are not talking about the live stream comments. We are talking about a pre-order post that's in Whole Lotta Records. So that is whoever just comments first. That's what we're talking about. It's not really a big deal. Everyone's going to get one. I promise everyone's going to get one. But if you want one first, if you want one sooner than other people, if you want to get yours before maybe 3 seconds before somebody else, make sure you go over there and comment. But if you don't have a Facebook, let me know, okay? And we'll take down your name manually. U2 October. I'm just trying to get a count. I want to make sure you do get tagged for one, but I also just need, I'm trying today to get a count. I feel like we're going to sell a bunch of Van Halens. That might be one of the neatest ones we've done so far. U2 October is an 81 German OG, VG condition, a $15 star, U2 October. This is Green Day 1,000 hours. Whoops, almost threw it across the table. Green Day 1,000 hours. I don't know a lot about this, but it says 1991. Looks pretty cool, and I'm going to say it has an insert with it, and that needs to be about a $15 start. Green Day is up for bid. Next is Warlord. This is Deliver Us. Warlord is $38.99 for Warlord. I don't think there was a claim for that. There wasn't. $38.99. And then Nasty Savage is $33.99. Nasty Savage is $33.99. Nasty Savage, Faith No More Beastie Boys, making sure I got everything here. All right, so Nasty Savage is also still available. That is $33.99. And we have Alice in Chains Jar of Flies, $24.99, okay? $24.99 for Alice in Chains Jar of Flies. Over here, let me see what's going on over here. Okay, so Eric Clapton's a no bid. It's a buy now for $35. 461 Ocean Boulevard. If anybody wants in on that, just let me know. That is that is Eric Clapton's the Japanese pressing of 461 Ocean Boulevard. Boulevard of a Broken Dream. All right, so here's Clapton, and over here, and let's put this up. And let's put this right over here. Okay, so that's a buy now. Classic Eric Clapton album. Quick update on these two auctions. U2 October is at $23 of amenities. The very first bid on Green Day was $30. Chris Gardner, you are immediately out. The next auction is Bon Jovi, Bad Medicine. That's in the picture sleeve, $10 start on that one. Okay, then we had Alice Cooper. This one's called Dirty Diamonds. That's sold to Danny Thomason. First person on a waiting list is Autumn Betts, okay? First person on a waiting list is Autumn Betts, okay? Autumn Betts, and that's for Alice Cooper. And if anybody else wants one, let me know. That one's called Dirty Diamonds, $33.99. And then Faith No More. These are automatically sold out, and it sounds like we're going to have a waiting list. Paul Cruz gets the first one. So this is Faith No More Angel Dust, a 2 LP, $64.99. Faith No More Angel Dust, $64.99. The second one goes to Brett Bledsoe. Okay, Brett Bledsoe gets this one, and then Darren Johnson first on a waiting list. Anybody else want a Faith No More Angel Dust? They could be in this week. Okay, that will those two are sold. Automatically on the waiting list is Darren Johnson. Halloween again, this time Walls of Jericho. That's $39.99. And then Alice in Chains Dirt. Alice in Chains Dirt, $36.99. I've got two of those, okay? So Green Day is no other bids, and that's sold for $30 to Kelly Vlodarchek. And then U2 is officially sold to amenities for $23, and German OG Press. And then Bon Jovi over here is at, what was the last bid? Bon Jovi was at 15 with Sarah Weiberdink. Okay, and then we have two copies of Pearl Jam 10, $29.99, and then this Def Leppard. Pretty sure Paul showed it the other night. There was actually a waiting list for it. Stanley Richmond, Mike Cadrini, and Craig Honeycutt. So these two, unless somebody, I don't know how many were actually in the crate the other night, but these two are sold to Stanley Richmond and Mike Cadrini, unless y'all claim one live, okay? $44.99. Now, the first person on a waiting list is Dan Hanna. And then Jeff Johnson said he wanted one, but if there's not any left, he doesn't want on a waiting list. So scratch Jeff Johnson, but make sure Dan Hanna, which I don't know that name, but if he's registered, put him on a waiting list, okay? So there's that. Let's grab another auction right quick. And the next auction, let's do something over here from, it's a little, U2 was in the advertised batch. I forgot it's not even 7 o'clock yet, but that's okay. We got plenty of Japanese stuff to put up, and why not go ahead and put up this right here. This is Eagles the Long Run, a Japanese pressing, gatefold with Obi, and this is going to go up for a $35 start, okay? So there's that. There is the disc. There's the insert, gatefold cover of Obi, $35 start. Our next auction is going to be Frozen. Do you want to build a snowman and end the summer? This is a Record Store Day picture disc, and that's going to go up for a $10 start, okay? Bon Jovi is sold for $15 to Sarah Weiberdink. That is gone. And anybody else, this is the first crate. We got another crate to go through, and then we're going to get into all the new stuff. First thing is Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys. I got one left. It's a gatefold, $33.99. Halford, Made of Metal, quad colored vinyl. Halford is $44.99. And then Warlord, Deliver Us, silver-colored vinyl. Warlord is $38.99. Nasty Savage is $33.99. I've still got 2 of those. Alice in Chains Jar of Flies is $24.99. Halloween Walls of Jericho, $39. Alice in Chains Dirt is $36. And then Pearl Jam 10 is $29.99. Okay, I'm about to change out the back wall. These have been back here for a while. So the first thing we have is Air Moon Safari, $29.99. Hold Your Fire Rush, $34. Ace Frehley is $33, and Rush Fly By Night. I'm actually going to leave Rush back here. That's always a great one. I'm going to leave Rush back there. That's a great wall decor. And then we're going to decorate it with some grunge stuff, okay? First one we're going to put back here is Alice in Chains Jar of Flies. We're going to put a copy of Alice in Chains Dirt, and then we're going to put a copy of Pearl Jam 10 back there. So 29, 36, 24, and Rush is 36, okay? Now, over here, Darren Johnson definitely wants on the wait list for Faith No More. You got it. Frozen's at $20, and the Eagles is at $35. So we got waiting lists going for the following records out of this crate. Tool Undertow, $33.99 if anybody wants on a wait list. Paul's Boutique is $36.99. Paul's Boutique. And Tony McDaniel, what I'm going to do for you right now, my friend, is he's having some trouble finding the Van Halen pre-order. Tony, if you're watching, and for anybody else, I'm going to share a link, and I promise if you click on this, it will take you to the Van Halen Light pre-order. I'm going to share it as an admin on CollectCo, and here it is. It should be popping up on your screen in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there it is. Okay, so if you or anybody clicks on that URL, that will hop you over to a whole lot of records, and that will get you on the Van Halen pre-order. And can I get a Black Sabbath neon sign? You can. That's the last sign that I have in stock right now. I will give it to you. And we have a box over here of a new one that just came in. We're going to open that one up a little bit later tonight, and I'm going to show you what that is. But I'm going to, good timing, because I was about to take this one off the table and put it up front in the store so we could sell it up there. It'll look really cool. This is one of the first ones we ever did. And as of right now, there are exactly 0 signs in stock. 0. Nada. Zilch. Except for the new one that's over here. I don't even really know which one it is, but we're going to find out together. Okay. So first thing I have is this. We just sold Black Sabbath. That means if anybody wants on a Black Sabbath waiting list, $59.99, okay? Frozen is sold to Kelly Wlodarczyk for $20, and the Eagles is sold to Amenities for $35. Thank you on that one. All right, we're off to a hot start. I can't even see straight. I've sold so much stuff. My head's starting to spin. The room is getting disoriented, and rainbow-looking colors are coming out of the walls. So I don't know what is going on, but that's all I have to say. Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Nasty Savage. Yep, I was making sure I read through that a second time. I have. So let's go through this other crate. Right now. Yeah. Don't wait till tomorrow. Where's my Diet Coke at? Okay. Let's jump back over here to the post and the group. Wow. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 or plus Van Halen lights so far sold. Awesome. All right, let's get back to this post over here, and let's go. We have the Stone Roses, self-titled, that is 33. This is a recap of the 6 a.m. video, pulling claims and selling them live. Next Japanese pressing right now. I'm at full speed ahead. Throw more coals in the furnace. Give Chad a monster. I actually haven't had one yet. About to though. Wow, the Beatles 20 greatest hits, Japanese pressing. This is going to go up for a $35 start. This is near mint minus and pristine, as you would expect. My favorite words. That's now up for bid. Next is Mitch T on Stone Roses. That is sold. We have NXS. We've already sold this, and there's a waiting list. The first person who got this was Stephen A. Young. And then we're going to have Lily McCurry on a waiting list. Anybody else that wants one, let me know. This is NXS, $24.99 live in Cleveland, Ohio, $24.99. Okay, next auction. Here we go. This is Jimi Hendrix. Woke up this morning and found myself dead, featuring Jim Morrison. An unofficial 1980 UK. This is live at the Scene Club in New York City, 1968. Hendrix, Morrison, VG Plus, $15 start. Next thing we have is Olivia Rodrigo, live from Glastonbury, a new live album, 2 LP, blue and cobalt blue, $49.99 for Olivia Rodrigo. This is the complete James Brown Christmas collection. All 3 of his original, mastered and cut by Kevin Gray, $84.99. Beatles is a $35 start. There's Jimi Hendrix and Punk Goes Christmas. These are already sold out, and we're going to have a waiting list. The first person on Punk Goes Christmas is David Smith. Okay, David Smith got one. Put Matt Shiker on a waiting list, okay? Matt Shiker and Kelly Wlodarczyk. So 2 people on a Punk Goes Christmas waiting list, okay? Next thing, does Beatles have an Obi? Yes, it's kind of camouflaged, but it does. It's very camouflaged, but yes, it does have the Obi. It's a $35 start. The only no bid tonight is the Eric Clapton 461 Ocean Boulevard Japanese pressing, okay? Also got Kate Bush's Christmas album. This one's called 50 Words for Snow. $59.99 for that. It's a 2 LP. And we have Pentatonix, Christmas in the City. Both of these are actually spoken for. The first Pentatonix claim goes to Matt Shiker, and the other one went to Kelly Wlodarczyk, okay? So those are sold and sold. Hendrix just has one bid for 16 with Brian Call. That's going once, going twice, and the Beatles has a bid for 35. I'm also going to mix in a few Buy It Now 45s because y'all missed some great ones last night. I went through the first box that John had gone through. And here are some more. I'm going to do a handful here, a handful there. This is Gordon Lightfoot's Classic Sundown. These are all $6.99. Johnny Cash and June Carter, No Need to Worry. Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever. John Waite, an 80s classic, Missing You. Another Ted Nugent, Need You Bad. And PJ Proby, a promo copy of That Means a Lot. Those are all $6.99 each there. We also have a Tori Kelly Christmas album. It's $36.99. We got 2 of those. And Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded. That one is $46.99. We got 2 of those. Kelly Wlodarczyk on the Johnny Cash, June Carter. That's sold for $6.99. And then here is The Doors. The Kevin Gray, all analog, $39.99 for The Doors. We also have Fleetwood Mac. That is cut from the original analog master by Kevin Gray. That is the self-titled Fleetwood Mac. 2 great ones there. 2 copies of Queens of the Stone Age rated R. This one is sold to Bob Riger. Thank you, Mr. Bob Riger. And the other one is still available, okay? So this one's still available, $36.99. Over here, it's Queens of the Stone Age Era Vulgaris. I know there was another Queens of the Stone Age. It was for Brett Bledsoe, a.k.a. 42 Foxes. So he got Faith No More, he got Beastie Boys, and he got a Queens of the Stone Age. Thank you, Brett Bledsoe. So 1 each of the Queens of the Stone Age left, 36 and 36 on those. And we have Brittany Fox. That's on blue vinyl, $39.99 for Brittany Fox. And we have Gordon Lightfoot. Speaking of them, that is called Now Playing, which is like a greatest hits comp, $24.99. Beatles is at $42. Wow, Hendrix just with 1 bid. Brian Calls had it for 3 minutes, and it sold to him for $16. All right, and then Amenities wants Fleetwood Mac, ABS, or FM and Doors. Okay, so I've got you down for a Fleetwood Mac, and I got you down for a Doors. That's Kevin Gray, Rhino Hi-Fi, sold to Amenities. Those are sold and sold. The Beatles is their 20 greatest hits. It's a Japanese compilation. Near mint with Obi and insert, EAS-91047, and Jerry Conklin has that for $42. Next is the Cure Faith, and we did sell one of these, and this was sold to David Smith, who also got the Punk Christmas, and we have one copy of the Cure left for $29, and we have Velvet Underground and Nico, and this is $36.99. Velvet Underground and Nico, that's sold to Shane Lanedote. That's sold to Shane Lanedote, okay? So definitely from the video, we have a wait list for Alice Cooper with Autumn Betts. We have a wait list for Def Leppard to Dan Hanna. We got a waiting list for Punk Goes Christmas, Kelly Vlodarchek. We got a wait list for Faith No More, Darren Johnson. A wait list for NXS, Lena McCurry. A wait list for Pentatonics. And I think that's where we're at, okay? So first auction is going to come from the advertised batch, and how about, hey, a Japanese pressing of the Bee Gees, Spirits Haven't Flown. A 1979 USOG with insert and Obi. Bee Gees, VG Plus, a $10 start. VG Plus, a $10 start. There we have it, okay? And I'm working on unboxing this entire crate. I'm very curious what lot is over here, so I'm about to go crack that open. And if we have a quick second, I'll try to tag them. Shouldn't take too long with this next one. I think the lots have gotten much more uniform with tagging these now, but could get kind of crazy. About to sell the Beatles, and then here's our next Japanese pressing, which is Whitesnake live at Hammersmith. And Whitesnake is going to go up for a $35 start. It is Near Mint Minus and Pristine. Near Mint Minus and Pristine. There's this, and there's this. And also, we had a question. Yes, Sarah Wyberding. Ted Nugent is Need You Bad. And the flip is I Got the Feeling. And the other one's Cat Scratch Fever and Wang Dang Sweet Poo-Tang. That's where we're at on those, okay? All right, Bee Gees 10, Bee Gees 12, Bee Gees Please. I will love to sell you the Bee Gees album, but you've got to bid on it. High bid's $12, Whitesnake $35. Anybody else on that crate there? Great stuff. Everybody from the video over here is done, and here we go, okay? All right, here we go. So there's that, and I think we're good to go. I went in a couple of those art galleries out in Vegas, and I walked by one. We was over at the shops at Caesar's Palace, or no, we was at the shops at the Venetian or whatever, you know, where it's like most of those clothing items, you walk in there, and a jacket, like if you walk, I walked in there, and it's like looked like a leather jacket, and it was like $2,800 or something. You know, those kind of shops, it's like some kind of Italian designer clothing. It's just like it's almost like you're in a magical mystery land of like bizarre stuff that you would never see here in Tennessee or probably about anywhere. So, but I did walk by an art gallery, and they had this huge print of Mick Jagger. It was an Andy Warhol, and I went in. They had all this James Bond art, really cool stuff. Of course, it's like tens of thousands of dollars. They had some really cool local artist that was doing all this James Bond collage stuff. But this guy walked up. He said, "Can I help you, sir?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm interested in this." Of course, I was halfway joking. And I was like, "I'm interested in this Andy Warhol here. How much is this?" And he kind of looked through his glasses, like down on his nose. He said, "Are you familiar with Warhol's pricing?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm familiar with Warhol's pricing." I said, "Let me guess, it's $250,000. He said, "Actually, you're pretty close, sir. It's $285,000 for the Warhol." I was like, "That's pretty cool. I'll think about it. Thank you." And of course, I was just curious what the actual price was. I was pretty dang close, though. Only $285,000 for a print of Mick Jagger. But it's pretty dang cool. That was at one of those art galleries. Matthew, let me think about it. What art gallery was that? They're known for dealing in Warhols, but they had two Mick Jaggers in there. One was $400,000, one was $285,000. What was that place called? Something art gallery. It's like somebody's name. But they had really cool stuff in there. So, stuff you never get to see anywhere else, especially just sitting on a wall for sale where you could walk in there and buy it. That's pretty amazing. All right, so let's go back to the top. We left off by saying if there's no other bids on the Beetles, I'm selling it to Jerry Conklin for $42. BG's 10, BG's 12, Whitesnake 35, BG 16. Beetles is near mint minus and pristine. They're 20 greatest hits, okay? It is 20 greatest hits, near mint minus and pristine. Whitesnake 37, BG's 20, Whitesnake 40, BG's 18, BG's 18, Whitesnake 40, Whitesnake 42. What is the BG's? Info on BG's, Whitesnake 42, Whitesnake 42, Whitesnake 45, Whitesnake 45, Whitesnake out. And then over here we have Whitesnake out. Chase Arnold said no. And then Chad walking up the strip of a Warhol. Yeah, could you imagine? Got like a big $500,000 print walking down the road with it. All right, so let's see what's going on. I think this was the rest of the pre-order for the Violent Femmes. We're officially going through new stuff. I've got about 1 billion things to tag as soon as I can regain my oxygen. Okay? All right. Martin Lawrence Gallery. There you go. Who said that? I don't even know who said that. Somebody did over on YouTube. Martin Lawrence Gallery. Yep, you can get on there and buy all the Andy Warhols you want. I never had seen a real one in person before. It's of course they're prints, but those prints are like 500,000. The real ones are, as y'all know, 100 million or something crazy. So they're like real Warhols. But I had never even got to see a print in person. That was pretty cool. Okay, so first thing we have is this is sold to J.D. Conklin. That was the Beetles, Japanese pressing, near mint minus and pristine. And this is officially sold, the Beetles, and that's sold to Jerry Conklin for $42. Okay, let's put that away. And that is done. And then over here we have BG's. And the BG's is a Japanese pressing. We'll look at that one more time. This is BG Spirits Haven't Flown, and this is a 1979 OG Japanese pressing, VG Plus condition, okay? And right now, Amenities bid 18, and so did Tom Kelly. Tom Kelly, you tied him, so you're in fact out of this, okay? You're in fact out on that. And then Whitesnake live at Hammersmith. Whitesnake live at Hammersmith is a final call, and Tom Kelly, you're tied with Bret Michaels' wig. Bret Michaels' wig was the first one to bid 45 on that. Okay, 45 on that one. So there's that. And then over here, we have Violent Femmes. Now, Violent Femmes, the last time I showed this, some of these had already been tagged. Scott Beebe already got one. Glenn Kesey already got one. Autumn Betts already got one. And Matt Shiker already got one. Okay, and so this is on Cobalt Blue Vinyl. $36.99. Okay, I actually need to tag some of these. They don't have stickers on them yet, but these are $36.99. Oh, dang. I thought Ed had marked these. I left all the price sheets. Let me go see if I can track those down. I thought these had stickers on them. Okay, well, they didn't have stickers the other day. Let me walk back here and get the price sheets. I thought maybe they had been tagged today. I do have prices over. I guess he probably would have done it if I would have asked him to, but he probably don't know to do stuff like that if I don't tell him to or ask him to. So he's probably like, Chad, I would have done it if you would have told me, but leaving me a big stack of papers with no to-do list isn't too helpful, which is very true. Very, very true. Let's go through all this. All righty. Okay. All right. 1 second. 1 second. Laura's got me this. Awesome. She's got it on a nice roller cart. We love roller carts. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh brother. Okay, let's go up here. Okay, Laura, I'm officially out of luck. I need you to bring me, please, Paul's price tag gun, Laura. or John's, I need somebody's price tag gun. And whoever's watching, make a note, order 5 pricing guns today. They're impossible to keep up with around here. So we're going to order 5 Monarch 1136 double line pricing guns tonight, new from Uline. That's going to cost $600 or $700, but the time it's officially taken me to locate one right now, this is like dozens of dollars every second just ticking away. I will officially take a pricing gun if you know where an extra one is in the back. I'll go ahead and start reading off the Violent Femmes pre-order, okay? So let's get started where I left off, all right? Violent Femmes is $36.99, okay? And the first one that gets one is Stanley Richmond, Sherry Darnell. So Stanley Richmond, Sherry Darnell, Eric Conard, Kelly Wlodarczyk, and Mike Vandergets, okay? So this is $36.99, and that was the next people: Matt Shiker, Stanley Richmond, Sherry Darnell, Eric Conard, Kelly Wlodarczyk, and Mike Vandergets. So that was the next. It started at Stanley Richmond, yeah. So Stanley Richmond, Sherry Darnell, Eric Conard, Kelly Wlodarczyk, and Mike Vandergets. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are all sold to those following people. From everybody from the pre-order, from Stanley Richmond, Sherry Darnell, Eric Conard, Kelly Wlodarczyk, and Mike Vandergets, okay? Let's see what's going on over here. We have the following. Account access expires soon. Reconnect. Facebook. Okay. Is that a process? Okay, thank you. Yes, appreciate that. Yeah, over here, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Vinyl, it says account expires. Hold on one second over here. Let me see what's going on over here. Let me click on reconnect. See what this is going to do. Continue as Chad. I think it's literally hit the exact time we're supposed to like re-sign in to Facebook. I think it's been signed in for quite some time. It's literally making me re-sign in right now. All right, so let's see what that did. I don't know if that helped, but I think Restream literally just booted us out and we had to sign back into Facebook. Hopefully it didn't start a new stream, but okay. Sending data. Let's see what's going on over here. How does that work? How does it have a different feed on Facebook but not YouTube? Yeah, let me just start a whole new one then. I never did really share this one. Unable to connect. All right, if you can hear me on Twitch, YouTube, and X, this is the termination of this live stream.